Johnson in Virginia, who was hung, head cut off. That's why we have still lynchings going on. But the media and the masses of the people in America do not know that this is still going on. We keep perpetrating that everything is all right because Barack is in the White House and because we have a black CEO or someone is on council. But the organizations who now they're trying to say are not necessary still face the same issue. And we're trying to blot out our message and saying that everything is all right. It's not all right. And this is the danger that we must protect our young generation who has been miseducated, thinking that saying that word doesn't mean anything. It is dehumanizing our people and preparing you to be re-enslaved.
One of the things, sorry. One of the things that, you know, and I applaud the young folk because it's beautiful to hear them speak out. Wonderful. One of the things I think, and we had having a sidebar, is that we need to understand that the book is not really, we're debating the book. The content of the book is true. It's real. It's what she experienced. It's how she saw Alabama. It's how she lived. What the problem is that the director has whoever, because I don't even know if he's here. He has brought in a play. Thank you. Hi, how are you? He has brought in a play that only stimulates and perpetuates the horror and hurt that African Americans have felt. And my question is, and I was hoping that you were going to come when we were together by ourselves. My question for you is, why this particular novel? And if it had been not for the NAACP, coming saying that it is not tolerated, we cannot tolerate a book like this being put on. If the NAACP had never alerted or said a red flag, would you have entertained yourself as a Caucasian American to have a forum like this?
Let me introduce the director of the play. This is Michael Fresher, a friend of mine. He is the Assistant Commonwealth Attorney for Halifax County. And Michael, the floor is yours.
Nice to meet you too. And I'll tell you, let me. Sorry. I used to have a microphone. Get a lawyer microphone, so I can't be responsible. Let me answer your last question first. Yes, I did entertain. I approached the NAACP in February. I went to them and said, let's partner together and make it. You know, idea was just about a forum. I said, let's do it. Okay, and I was told 3.5 months later that they had no interest in helping, and then I think there was a misunderstanding, and later, in September, we met, and this forum came to fruition. So, yes, I did. I mean, I'm not blind to what's going on. I know the N-word plucks nerves all over the place. But let me, if I can address, you know, the gentleman's comments up here, and some of the comments up here, and stand up here so I can see everybody. You know, I wanted the forum because really, you know, this is a beginning from where I see it. I can't say something to you that's going to change race relations. I can't do anything that play will not change race relations. But let me ask you, if we didn't do this play, would we be having this discussion now? And that's what I really was hoping to accomplish, is to get people to talk to each other.
Mike, let me ask you this question.
What I'm looking at first, you know, and let me add to that. The gentleman up here said he's against the play, and I respect your opinion, sir. I do. And you intimated, and I don't want to, I can't remember your exact words, that the use of the N-word in the play is somehow meant to harm our children. Okay. Two things. One, I don't see it that way. Because, okay, just hear me out. I mean, this is what I want to, this is what I'm saying. There are two different perspectives. And the only way I'm going to understand the African American perspective, and the only way you're going to understand the white perspective is if we talk about this in a rational way. And I respect, we can have a disagreement, and you don't have to agree with me, and I don't have to agree with you. But if we talk about this, the next time something comes up, there's a foundation there, and we can go and say, we can build it.
You know,
The other,
go ahead. Go ahead.
told you, you blow your microphone.
You wouldn't have any preachers, would you? No preacher on the side.
Russ was my preacher.
Next week,
It does take 5 minutes from
Check it out later if you don't.
Another thing, and some gentlemen up here referred to it, and it's one thing I want everyone to consider. You addressed it as our children. You said our children. And by that, I took it to mean African-American children.
Our white now.
Okay, well, and this is a matter of perspective. And again, I'm not blaming anybody or trying to say, anything, but sometimes that's interpreted as our black children, and so there's a disconnect there. Okay, but the message from the play, go ahead, Nick, you have a question.
My question was, well, when we met, I happened to have an occasion to go by your office this fall. You were going to help me out with an issue. And I said, and I said, why this play, why now? And you had, as perspective of being an attorney and having an ideal of the attorney in this play, that was why you chose this play, am I right?
Yes. I mean, I'm a trial attorney. And at this bench, and I know there's disagreements, so please hear me out. But the idea, here we go again, the idea that you stand up for the right thing, and this is where some of the disconnects may come from, and others on the panel. I mean, the idea here is not that Atticus Finch is some great hero and is going to some panacea. But the idea of the play, from my perspective, is you stand up for what's right. Because there are costs. I mean, this issue...
This isn't easy tonight, is what you're saying.
Pardon?
This isn't easy tonight.
This isn't easy tonight. But it's not just the inward. I mean, Atticus, in the story, he's ostracized by his people. He suffers things. The story is told from the 8-year-old scout. And she doesn't understand. There are corollaries. And so the idea is you have to stand up. And Atticus stands up in this play. Even though he's ostracized by his own people, even though his children are derided in school, because it's the right thing to do. That doesn't mean that oh look, a white person stood up to help a black person. Hey, we're not racist, everything's cool. That doesn't mean that. But the message I would like to impart to everybody is one, we can't let it happen again. And two, it's still germane today. In all honesty, there are white people that talk to me that drop the N-bomb. I say, please stop. I mean, I'm not telling anything, saying anything. Anybody that's been around here, there are still racist attitudes. Right? And so we have to, and part of the message of the play, at least for what I like to convey is, we have to stand up to that. Even if it hurts us sometimes.
Thank you.
And that's, I mean, Cliff Note summary.
Thank you very much. This is not supposed to be happening. We were supposed to be a wrap-up. No, go right ahead.
Okay. The central message of the novel, in Atticus's words, and this reflects what this gentleman up here said, you never